Welcome to History class. I hope you all are safe at home. This presentation is for class 8. Chapter 1, Topic Towards Modern Period. We have divided this chapter into two parts. The first part of this chapter you have already learned. Before starting the second part, we can just go through the previous class. The lesson starts with modern period. Children, can you say what you understand by this term modern period? The term modern period refers to relatively recent times, isn't it? This period came to be characterized by changes such as the expansion of trade, industrialization, transport and communication, widespread literacy and large-scale migration of people in search of new occupations. The various events and changes in the modern period are studied with the help of a wide range of source materials. Do you remember what are the two sources of materials? It is primary source of materials and secondary source of materials. Next is Renaissance. What do you mean by this? Renaissance means a rebirth, isn't it? Next one is Protestant Reformation movement. It began in 1517 under the leadership of a German priest, Martin Luther, and spread most countries of Europe. I think you all understood about this first part. Today we are going to discuss about new topic. The topic is Voyages of Discovery. I repeat, the topic is Voyages of Discovery. In the 15th century, when the overland trade route to the east became blocked, Europeans began seeking alternative sea routes. The period from the 15th century to 18th century came to be known as the Age of Discovery. Lands that were previously unknown to Europeans were discovered during this period. The invention of the Mariner's compass, astrolabe, improvements in shipbuilding and cartography, map making, and the use of gunpowder made long hazard sea voyages possible. The discovery of new lands led to tremendous expansion in trade. The merchants accumulated enormous wealth and helped the rulers build powerful states. In the 17th century, trading companies such as the British East India Company came into existence. They established trading outposts in different parts of Asia, Africa and Latin America. In due course, their influence in these areas increased and these areas were converted into colonies, that is territories, over which they exercised complete political and economic control. As the merchants and other segments of the middle class grew wealthier and more influential, they desired a greater say in matters of government. They demanded that the rulers consult them and share powers with them. This led to many conflicts and revolutions. In 1688, the first political revolution occurred in England. Next is the Industrial Revolution. The rapid development of industry, the late 18th and early 19th centuries, brought about by the introduction of machinery, is known as the Industrial Revolution. I repeat, what is Industrial Revolution? The rapid development of industry in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, brought about by the introduction of machinery, is known as the Industrial Revolution. The desire to produce more goods at low cost so as to make higher profits led to the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution began in Britain in about 1750. In the 18th century, the expansion of trade and the high demand for goods led merchants to change and improve the methods of production. Because of this, machines began to take over some of the work of men and animals in the production of goods. That is why we often say that the Industrial Revolution was the beginning of a machine age. Of course, there were many machines in use before 1750. Example, the plough, air pump, printing press and spinning wheel. But after 1750, new inventions came faster, and they were of a kind that brought more rapid changes in more people's lives. By the end of 18th century, wealthy merchants set up factories where they installed new machinery, brought raw materials and employed workers on fixed wages to make machine-made goods. The Industrial Revolution was characterized by the use of steam power, the growth of factories and the mass of production of manufactured goods. Industrial Revolution marked the beginning of modern age. In 18th century, the domestic system had become obsolete. It started giving way to a new system called the factory system. In place of simple tools and the use of animal and manual power, new machines and steam power came to be increasingly used. Production was now carried on in a factory in place of workshops in homes with the help of machines in place of simple tools. Facilities for production were owned and managed by capitalists, the people with money to invest in further production. Everything required for production was provided by the capitalists for the workers who were brought together under one roof. Everything belonged to the owner of the factory, including the finished products, and workers worked for wages. This system, known as the factory system, brought on the Industrial Revolution. Now let's see causes of the Industrial Revolution. Here I am going to explain 5 main causes. First one is improvements in agriculture. What comes under this point? Before the Industrial Revolution, Britain saw a revolution in agriculture which created favorable conditions for the Industrial Revolution. Greater agricultural production led to surplus food and higher incomes. People had capital that could be invested for starting industry and for buying manufactured goods. The population also increased, resulting in a large pool of workers for the new and growing industries. Second, availability of mineral resources. The country had a rich supply of coal and iron, which provided the raw materials for industries. Third, technological changes. A large number of inventions made the Industrial Revolution possible. The textile industry charged ahead with inventions like John Kay's flying shuttle, James Hargreaves' spinning jenny, Richard Arkwright's water frame, Edmund Cartwright's power loom, and Eli Whitney's cotton gin. Inventions using steam energy further powered the Industrial Revolution. Thomas Newcomen devised a pump using steam power to increase the extraction of coal from mines. James Watt improved on it and invented the first steam engine in 1769. Besides being of great use of mines, steam power could be used for driving other machines as well. By the beginning of the 19th century, steam engines powered by coal drove the machinery in the production of goods. Next point, transportation. Britain had a good system of transportation by way of rivers, canals and roads. The use of steam power led to an increase in the demand and production of coal and iron. In 1829, George Stephenson designed rockets, considered the first modern steam locomotive. Following this, railroads became the preferred mode of transportation as they offered a cheaper and faster means of transporting goods and resources. The lower cost of transporting goods led to lower prices of goods and higher profit margins for industries. John Macdam introduced a new method of building roads using layers of small stones. These roads were called macadamized roads, and this method of building roads continues even today with little change. Soon a network of railways, macadamized roads, canals and telegraph lines improved communication and transportation. Fifth point, British colonies as suppliers and consumers. The conquest of territories and establishment of colonies in America, India and Africa came in very useful for Britain. As the country did not grow cotton, the colonies were made to produce cotton in abundance to feed the ever-growing textile industries. The colonies also became ready markets for the sale of manufactured goods. Now we are going to the last content of this chapter, Rise of Imperialism. What is imperialism? The policy or practice of a country extending its power by acquiring territories, colonies is called imperialism, or the practice of establishing a country's rule and dominions over the economic and political life of the people of another country is called imperialism. The imperialist country is called mother country, whereas the subjugated country is called colony. The Industrial Revolution created the need for a continuous supply of raw materials and new markets for finished products. The countries where the Europeans had trading outposts became suppliers of raw materials and the market for their finished products. After the Industrial Revolution, the European governments began to establish political control over these trading outposts. Imperialism generally involved the exploitation of the colonies for the benefit of the mother country. The natural resources of the colonies were brought to mother countries and finished products were sent back to be sold. To facilitate this, network of roads, canals, railways and telegraph lines were set up. Sometimes even education was introduced to help in administration. The main period of imperialism was from the 1880s to 1914. After Industrial Revolution in Europe, the leading industrialized countries such as England, France, Portugal, Spain and Germany established colonies in Asia and Africa. Many countries of Asia and Africa were subjugated economically and politically. Now I am going to conclude this chapter with the impact of imperialism. Imperialism led to the acquisition of colonies and colonial rivalries. It eventually led to the First World War 1914 to 1918 and the Second World War 1939 to 1945. It also led to the development of infrastructure in colonies, although chief aim was exploitation of colonies. All important points of this part I mentioned in this video. Here are some exercise and short questions based on this topic which I have explained or discussed. Please do this in your copy. Fill in the blanks. A. The period from the 15th century to the 18th century came to be known as the Age of Dash. B. John Kay invented a dash. C. The Industrial Revolution began in Britain in about dash. D. The policy of a country extending its power by acquiring territories, colonies is called dash. E. Dash invented the first steam engine in 1769. Second, Answer the following questions. First one, what was the Industrial Revolution? Second, what do you understand by imperialism? Third, why did the period from the 15th to the 18th century come to be known as the Age of Discovery? Fourth one, what were the causes of the Industrial Revolution? Thank you. Have a nice day.